Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, I can tell you what, guys, if you are interested in something that isn't quite, well, it's a break from the norm. We're seeing a lot of knives come out, and, you know, so many out there on the market that one kind of looks like the other, in small ways. You know what I mean? Not quite cookie cutter, but it's they look similar. Well, this one does not. I can tell you that right now. This is the Shieldon Scythe. Now, the cool thing about the Scythe is it's a design collaboration between Justin from Tier 1 Gear and EDC Reviews. I've known Justin for, well, knife community known. I've never had the opportunity to meet Justin in person. But I've known Justin through the knife community for quite some time. He's an awesome guy. It's a design collaboration between him and Old Squirrel Knives. I love that name. That's cool. That's really cool. And produced by Shieldon. So it's really cool. Like I said, knowing Justin, it's really cool to see him get some knife designs out there. Very, very cool indeed. Now, I will tell you that this guy, it's on pre-sale on Amazon right now. If you go look on Amazon, there'll be links down in the description. You can go check it out if you want to. But it says usually ships in 1 to 2 months. It is a pre-sale. This one is a prototype, and there's going to be a couple of changes, and you can see them on Amazon. I'll tell you about them here in a minute. But very cool. Definitely digging it, and it's not the norm. The other cool thing is, I've been obviously posting it around social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever the case may be, and I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. Maybe even a little bit more positive feedback than a lot of the knives I show, which is really cool, and I'm really happy for Justin. But all right, I had to set it up a little bit just because I've known Justin for a while, but what do we have here? Well, it's G10. Nice looking G10. Grip is very good. Now, we've seen some OEMs from Shieldon, recently, different levels, from more budget to more, upwards, upscale to $250. And they've been doing a really good job from what I've seen. So that is very awesome too. Now this guy, I think it's selling for like $65 maybe. Yeah, $64.99. So for your materials, you got 154 cm on the blade steel. We'll see that in here in a minute. Obviously, it is a flipper knife. There is a little bit of contour to it. It's not flat scales. There's some contouring going on. That's nice. Now, like I do said, this one is a prototype. So you've got the deep carry clip here. Now, that's going to be one of the major changes. It's going to actually have a wire clip on it. And that does show on Amazon. So if you want to get a look of what the wire clip looks like, please go over there and check that out. And then he did also say there was going to be some milling, some updated milling on the back spacer. Now, this one's pretty clean. There's not really any milling. Now, that's a little bit harder to see in the pictures. So you can also go check out Tier 1's Instagram page. I'll put a link down that. Old Squirrel Knives. I'll try to put a link to all of that down there in the description so you guys can get a look at it. Flipper knife. It's got some jimping on it, but it's got a downward angle on it. So the jimping doesn't grip the greatest on your finger with that downward turn. I mean, it's not an issue. It's pretty much a push button. I get the push button flipper out of it. Pretty much push it. Comes right open. The detent is really actually pretty solid. But look at that. Okay. Definitely a break from the norm, and definitely well named. I mean, that definitely looks... It's got the whole scythe vibe going on. There you go. There's your maker's mark. Scythe right there. 154 cm. And that's, we've seen some of these knives that are a little bit, I don't want to say, different, but a deviation from the norm, from Shieldon. So I'm glad they picked this one up and put it out. But golly, would you look at that blade? Holy cow. Now, there's really no good spot to choke up on it, but you can see that ramp right there. It's a hard ramp too. Pretty aggressive, but that goes with the blade shape. It actually sits in my hand really nice. And wow, and look at that. Yeah, that sucker comes down to a point. Now you might be saying, what is a blade like that? What can I do with a blade? You can do a lot with a blade like this. I mean, it's a package ripper without a doubt. It does pretty well with cardboard too. And with this such a heavy recurve in it, it actually does really well with rope. Took it to work, did a little bit of, rope work with it, and yeah, it does very well. These, kind of like the hawkbill blades, they make fantastic pruning knives as well. 100%. It's fantastic for that. So don't let the blade shape fool you that it's not, that it may not be as productive as others. Not the case. It actually is a very, very productive and useful blade shape. So very cool. You got a nice choil on there as well. So let's see what we got as far as specs. It's gonna be a little different to measure here. Not really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're looking at just over 6 inches. Now your cutting edge is, as you can see there, it's only showing like about 2 inches, maybe a little more. But with that recurve, it actually extends that cutting edge out a little bit more. So, and like I said, it did really, really well with rope, which I was very ecstatic about, because that's primarily what I cut at work. So you're looking at about roughly 3 and just over 3.5, pushing 3 3/4 on your handle. Like I said, your blade, you're getting about 2.5 here. But if you really got to take that recurve into consideration when you're talking actual cutting edge. Your grip length, now that's going to be about, let's see here, it's about 3 1/4. And there you go. There's my 3.5 inch hand. I mean, it does come. Now with this ramp, it does push my hand back a little bit. If I normally grab it, my thumb kind of wants to reach out there, But in using it at work, this grip rips with that sort of side blade shape. I mean, it really, really rips through. Now, you guys know I'm into the more drop point, clean lines. That's my thing. And it is, without a doubt. This is definitely not a norm for me. But once I got it, and I'm like, okay. But once I got it in hand, the way it performed was very, very pleasing. I just have to make sure I stress that. Is even though it's got a different look, the performance is there. Obviously, you can see it's a much smaller knife than the PM2. And of course, it's still quite a bit smaller than the Bug Out. Get a weight on it. Now, this being a prototype, like I said, going to be a little bit different than your production. Pocket clip and everything taken into consideration. 2.1, it's got a really good weight for the size. And then I will show you kind of how it's carrying. I mean, the wire clip is going to be a deep carry as well. I'm pretty sure it kind of looks like that in the picture. But I mean, it pretty much disappears with this pocket clip. So, very cool. And let's do a fifth pocket. Like I said, these pockets are kind of angled, so that's kind of how I have to sit it in there, but it does disappear, and it fits pretty nicely in this fifth pocket as well. Smaller knife, makes perfect sense. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the ergos with the pocket clip because, like I said, this is a prototype and it will be different. I just will tell you, I can feel this clip a little bit more than what I would like. So that may change on the production version, because with the wire clip, I will say I kind of hope it does, because I can feel this one more than I would like to, but it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. The action on it, as I said, I mean, it drops pretty well. Give it a good shake. Push button on that flipper. Now, I did say, you know, my finger does kind of slide off if I try to, but you don't have to really worry about it, because it's pretty much just a straight up push button. But got to tell you what I see. Overall, I'm telling you what, I'm most happy. I'm most happy for Justin. I'll tell you that right now. Like I said, I've known Justin for quite some time. To see him get some knife designs out there, that's how he wants to proceed. It's terrific. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. When I first saw this knife, I was like, okay, you know. But the performance, it really did everything I asked it to do. So don't judge a book by its cover. Really, this one, it performed way better than I expected. And that was very, very pleasing. I was very, very happy to get my hands on this one and check it out. So, and then this one does come to us via the Apex pass around from, I believe this one came straight from Justin himself. So really appreciate him putting it out there. A few things with it. I did tell you the updates that are going to be coming. The one on Amazon does say it ships in 1 to 2 months. There will be a couple more versions coming out. Justin said that there's going to be a red and black version. And let me get I got to get his message up here, because I want to make sure I give you the straight skinny on it. There's going to be a red and black version and a black and jade version as well. They'll be released. He said those will be released in about a month or so, and there'll be a titanium version following after that. So if this is something you guys are really interested in, keep your eyes open. Go check out Tier 1 on Instagram as well. I'm sure, you know, he'll be putting updates on his Instagram and stuff like that. But I've really really glad I got the opportunity to check this out. This will be on to the next person in the Apex line. Feel free to keep your eyes open. Check out what they think about the scythe as well. I just know I am pretty happy with the performance that I got out of it. So, as always, guys, greatly appreciate you. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.